Hey everybody, this is Mickey with Free Roaming Photography, and I am doing another episode of Birding and Nerding, but I am feeling a little under the weather today. So I am doing something a little different. I am driving around Antelope Flats in Grand Teton National Park because my body feels a little exhausted and I don't feel like going for a hike right now. I'm going to let it rest, but I still want to get out and see some stuff. So, I've been doing this the last couple of days. I've had some good luck so far. The other day I caught this northern shrike, which is a winter visitor, comes down from the Arctic. It was even kind enough to let me get a shot of it while it was flying as well, which you can see here, and really happy with that. It hovered for a little bit, which allowed me to get a good focus on it. And just yesterday I was able to catch this northern pygmy owl, which had perched on a power line wire, which is not my favorite subject to get. I prefer more natural environments, but at the same time, I'm not going to complain about a shot of a northern pygmy owl because I don't see them very much, even though they are here. But yeah, today, so far already, I saw a rough-legged hawk, and you can see that rough-legged hawk was perched on another power line pole. So you kind of take what you can get, especially in the winter, and especially if you're not going to get out of the car, like I'm not doing much right now. But yeah, right now I am at Kelly Warmspring, which you can see right back there. This is a nice spot in the winter for a lot of waterfowl because it is a warm spring. It stays about 80 degrees. So a lot of waterfowl like to come here and warm up in the winter. Right now, there's about a dozen geese, a lot of juvenile geese with them. And I did see a pair of common mergansers. So, yeah, off to a good start. And I'm going to go drive around and see what else I can see. I normally come out at sunrise, but because I'm feeling a little under the weather, I slept a little late. So I'm here about an hour after sunrise, something like that. And some geese calling, and we're going to go see what we can find. So one other thing I like doing is I like leaving my window cracked. And even in the winter, that lets me hear birds that are calling that I might not see. So fortunately, it's not that cold today. It's only like right below freezing. So not bad at all. And that allows me to hear any calls coming that I might otherwise just drive right by. So if you can stand it, it's good to have a window cracked or open, especially when it's nicer. But if not, you might be driving by some good stuff. So that's just one little tip that I got for right now. Okay, so did just get a few common goldeneyes, and you can tell they're common because a goldeneye will have a little shape right below its eye. In this case, it was a circle, which is the common goldeneye trait, whereas the Barrow's goldeneye has more of a little crescent shape. Along with them, there were these mallards, a lot of mallards, about a dozen or so. Of course, right when I stopped recording, the mallards decided to fly and scare away the common goldeneyes. So, missed a little action, but no big deal. Still fun to see, and we'll keep going and see what else is out here. And the other thing I want to mention real quick, if you've watched my videos, you've heard me preach to get eye level. In this case, I cannot get eye level. They are down a hill on private property in a river. And so that is just not going to happen. So in this case, I'm not super crazy about the footage, but it was the best I could get. And sometimes that's all you can do. Okay, so I am stopped right now at a little pullout, and you can see right behind me, there's a big gash in the mountain. That is one of the largest landslides in recorded history. That is the Gros slide, which happened about in 1925. And when that happened, it moved about 50 million cubic tons of dirt. And if you need a visual representation of that, that is enough dirt to bury Washington, D.C. in 6 inches. So it's a lot, and significant landslide, and caused a lot of damage when the dam broke 2 years later. And the lake that was formed flooded a lot of Jackson Hole and more areas downstream. The other neat thing about this spot is that is the trailhead for the wedding tree right behind me. It's only like a 2/10 of a mile hike, if you even want to call it that. And it's a beautiful overlook of Jackson Hole. It's so popular, living up to its name, that the National Forest does actually charge a fee for people to get married there. Um, a great little spot, but this is also in National Forest. This is the Grand Teton National Forest that I'm in. As were those goldeneyes and mallards that I just showed you. And legally, I am not allowed to operate back here, meaning I cannot take commercial tours back here from a legal perspective. But this is a totally public road. Everybody is welcome back here. And there is also a little bit of a hike, like a 3/4 of a mile hike, interpretive trail that goes around the base of the Gros slide. So that's definitely worth checking out if you are a geology nerd, because it is a really cool feature and one that often gets overlooked. But you can see it from a lot of places within Grand Teton National Park. As you're driving down the highway, you'll see that slide back there from all sorts of vantage points. It is very prominent, and most people don't give it a second of thought. But not a whole lot going on right here. I do hear a few chickadees from back there. I cannot tell right away if they are mountain or black-capped, because I do see a mix of trees that either would like, so it could be both. But they are also tucked away back there, and I'm not going back there. Partially because there's a closure, partially because there's a lot of snow. A little snow, enough snow to deter me. But yeah, so I'm going to turn around here, and I am going to keep moving. So I did just see a pair of bald eagles flying around, but they were pretty far away, so I was not able to get anything of them. And now I am crossing the border back into Grand Teton National Park. So that was just a little bit of the Grand Teton National Forest, which is immense. The Grand Teton National Forest, just so you know, is the 5th largest national forest in the United States, and that includes Alaska. So it's pretty monstrous. It is about 3.5 million acres, which is still larger than both Yellowstone and Grand Teton combined. So a lot of great wilderness back there, a lot of good stuff to see, a lot of wildlife, and overshadowed by the national parks. But yeah, so I am back in Grand Teton National Park right now, and I will go back onto Antelope Flats proper and see who is hanging out there. Okay, so just had another great opportunity with that northern shrike. Apparently it is hanging around the Warmspring this season, and wasn't as close as I was the other day, but had a lot more time with it. And I haven't watched the video yet, but I think I got it taken off, so you're going to find out. And I'll show you that right now. But had a lot of time to set up some stills and get some video of it just kind of hanging out on the tree. And even heard it calling a lot, which was cool. I never heard a northern shrike call before. There were a few different calls, kind of some like meep, 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 meep. It's kind of funny, really cute. And then there was also kind of like a high-pitched trilling that I didn't think it made. Fun fact about the northern shrike, and probably the loggerhead shrike too, they're both related. They are known as the butcher bird. And that is because they will find rodents that are larger than them and impale them on things like barbed wire and thorns, so they can save them for later and eat them, you know, when they get around to it. So yeah, they're a pretty vicious bird, but also pretty cute. So I'm really happy. Got some great opportunities with that, and yeah, it's a really great morning out here on Antelope Flats, so we're going to go see what else is out here. And actually, real quick, I am seeing some elk and moose. Moose are not uncommon on Antelope Flats throughout the winter. The elk are more uncommon, and that is because typically they have all migrated down onto the National Elk Refuge just south of here for the winter. But there is so little snow, and there is, you know, it's been such a mild winter that they are hanging out on Antelope Flats, which has also kept the wolves active as well. I live in Kelly right back there, and so I have been able to hear the wolves howling at night from time to time, so that's really cool to know that they are out here. And Yeah, a lot of good wildlife out, and we're going to go see what other kind of birds we can find. Also, just a quick reminder, if this does look like fun to you and you're looking for an excuse to come visit Jackson Hole and Grand Teton and Yellowstone National Parks, I am offering birding tours as well as photography tours. So even if you didn't want to focus on the birds, we could focus on other wildlife or landscapes or night skies or things like that. But for birding tours, you can check out jacksonholebirdingtours.com, and I do offer photography tours through that as well. If you're interested in a more photography oriented tour of just more other things, you can look up freeroamingphotography.com. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And any questions or comments, leave them below. And yeah, we're going to keep moving and see what else is out here. And by the way, another important trick is when you're shooting out your window, which a lot of people do here in Jackson Hole, especially in the winter, you want to turn your car off. And there's two reasons for that. One is because the vibrations from the engine and the car will cause your shot to probably not be in focus, be a little blurry, because of the vibrations shaking the lens, or even if you're propping it up on something. The second reason, and this is especially true in the winter, is that the heat from the car from inside is going to pour out of the window. It's going to go flowing out, and no matter how long your lens is, that heat is going to get in front of the lens and cause some heat distortion from all the heat waves. So you could have perfectly good lighting, you could have the best lens in the world, but the heat will make your images come out blurry and look unfocused. And that happens to a lot of people as they are trying to shoot in the winter. They have great gear, they have great lighting, they have a great subject that's clear, but for that reason they get blurry images and they can never figure out why, and that is why. So if you're out in the winter and you're trying to shoot from your car, make sure you at least have the heater off, and ideally get out of the car so that you don't have to deal with heat from the car or even heat coming out of the tailpipe, because that will also interfere. So basically anywhere there's heat coming out, try to get away from it, or just leave your car off for a little bit if it's not that bad. So just a couple of tips for winter shooting, and yeah, moving right along. Let's see what else is out here. Okay, just took a little back road and found some pine grosbeaks. Didn't get any great shots of them, but always fun to see them. They are beautiful birds. And also mountain chickadees hanging around, as well as a few Clark's nutcrackers. So a good little spot back here. And I will check back here to see if I can find some pine grosbeaks in the future. But yeah, quite an active morning. So really good spot. And I'll keep going, see what else is out here. Okay, so obviously I am home now and didn't see anything else on the way in except heard a couple of house sparrows, and out at my feeder there are a whole bunch of American goldfinches, probably about a dozen or so. They have been frequenting my feeders, and they are just starting to turn into their mating plumage. So the yellows are a little bit brighter and the heads are a little bit blacker, so that's really neat to see. But yeah, I am going to rest. I'm going to try and will this whatever is keeping me under the weather out of me. And so yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you did. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And thank you for watching, and I am due for a musical. I think that's what I'm going to do, is just rest up with a musical. So thank you. Love you all, and thanks for watching.